So we have the parts that we need to go ahead and make the 6-bar. One of the things that we're going to do is change the material on some of these. So this, right now, these are all copper. You can actually change the colors without changing the material in the assembly. You can make them any color you want. It doesn't actually affect the color of the part back in the part file. But so if I look at this Delrin right here and edit material, remember the problem is this is from the Solidworks library. I can't change the name, so but I can copy this and then just move it down into right now it's in my own folder on it, and I can make it, call it anything I want. So right now I'm just gonna, I want it to be all caps, so just call it Delrin. Okay, and a couple of these other parts, like this part right here, if we look at that material and say if I want that to be brass, let's see, I can just go ahead and select brass here. Because this is down in my library, it's not read-only, and I can go ahead. Now that's going to be uppercase, so that gives it a little bit different color. Notice that because I changed it, the material of the part, both instances of that part, it's the same part, so they both changed. Now, as I said, you can actually go in to the individual parts and change the colors independently of the material itself. And we can do that at the assembly level. And so notice apply at the component level. If we selected apply at the part document level, it would actually change the color of the part itself. So maybe we'll make something that. And so this doesn't affect the material. And so the same way I can, it's the same part, but this particular instance of it, I could make a different color. Okay, so that gives us, maybe we'll just do this one as well. All right, so in some cases we actually change the material. This was copper. Let's see. Yeah, we changed these others to brass. In other cases, we changed just the color. And these symbols right here, the lower one is the color based on the part, and the upper triangle is the color based in the assembly. So again, if we opened up this part, it wouldn't be red. It would be the lower color. So you have quite a bit of flexibility in terms of how you color things. And we just want to be able to make it easier to see what we're doing, to see how the different parts rotate next to each other. So if you look in this tree right here, you'll notice that there is an F in front of the ground plane, and all the other parts have a minus sign. So the minus signs means that the parts aren't completely defined in terms of location. So I can drag them around, left click to drag, and right click to rotate. Okay, left click, translate, right click, rotate. But if we try to drag the ground plane, it says the component is fixed. So when you create an assembly in SolidWorks, the first part that you put in, it by default it fixes, and then any other parts are not fixed. So it's easy enough if we want to have this part someplace where we have coordinates that make sense. Like if I click on that corner right now at the bottom of the screen, you can see that these are 0.979, minus 0.979, and so on. So if we wanted, for instance, to know if we had an assembly for the robot and we want to be able to pick any point in the robot in some global coordinate system and understand where exactly that point is, then we'd want to orient maybe the base so that we have a reference frame on the base. So what we're going to do is put the reference frame, the assembly reference frame, so that this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. So that point would be right at the origin. And I'll pick up with the next video to describe how to do that.